is divided into 3 different phases. For the tutorial, I believe we're just using 2. And for every phase you have 5 cards in your hand. So it's going to start out, everyone can go ahead and take
5 cards.
Yeah, 5 cards per set.
It has a tiny card. Wait. So 5.
So 5 for the first 3, 5 for 4 through 7.
Oh, okay. It's split into 3 things.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the first phase is 3 turns.
Yes.
Wait, why don't I take 3 cards?
Because that's just not how it works. Because that way you have more cards than you have phases, so you have options.
Okay, that makes sense.
So we're gonna start the tape, and it's gonna say.
Tape does.
So yeah, so there's a CD, and the CD goes for 10 minutes, and it's gonna tell us what threats are happening. And as threats are coming at us, we're going to try to program our guys to go and deal with those threats. So let's say like the giant space octopus shows up in zone red. Then Adam might want to go to, like I said, Adam might want to go to zone red and fire the laser. So, so pretty much you arrange your actions to try to have him move to red, which would be a red arrow.
I think we're just doing the first 2.
So it'd be, he'd try to move. So you arrange your actions. You say what you do in each order by laying cards down on 1, 2, 3. So like if I wanted to fire the laser, I would say put a red movement as my first action. And the laser is on A, so I'd put the A button as my second action if I have one. So you arrange your turn like that.
Oh, so it has A, B, C. You have to choose. Wait, what's all these cards?
As the CD plays, we put our cards down, and then and the board is just used as a memory tool. So just so you can keep track of what you're doing. Just bear with me. So then at the end of when the CD stops, we go through our actions and see if what we thought we did is actually what we did. Because let's say Adam is going to shoot the lasers, but the ship gets damaged halfway through the game.
So he can't.
So yeah, so as the ship gets damaged, the systems get damaged. So he might be saying, okay, I shot it and did just enough damage to kill it. Not knowing that the laser was damaged, so it didn't actually die. So meanwhile, he's going on to deal with other threats, and this threat is, and the space octopus is still coming at you.
Space octopus. I feel like you need to download.
That means up or down. So
like
on your card, you'll notice there are 2 kinds of actions. There's a movement arrow and a button.
Yes.
It's important when you put your cards down.
Mission CD. You took the tutorial.
Okay. We're doing the tutorial first, I think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So then, it's important when you put your card down to put the. You can only do either the movement or the action, not both. So if you want to move, you put the arrow on top. If you want to shoot or do an action, you put the button on top.
Okay. Now what's this one?
That's for collecting battle bots. We won't be doing that right now. So that's essentially blank.
What's that movement?
That means going up or down, because there's an elevator.
So you
between
choose
each level. The thing is,
I guess.
only one person can use each elevator every round.
Oh goodness.
And who gets to use it? So if 2 people accidentally try to use the elevator in one round, whoever is the highest rank, which means closest to the captain, gets to go down. The other person has to use the service elevator.
I say Nathan's.
Which means their turn is delayed by 1. So again, he might think he's shooting the space octopus just in time, but really, I outranked him and I was also trying to use the elevator, so he had to take the service ladder and did not shoot it on time, and we all died. Thanks, Adam.
Okay. This game sounds ridiculously crazy.
It is.
And I feel like you're gonna lose like every time.
Why do you think it's only 20 minutes long?
Can you win this game? Is it possible to win?
Now, can you talk, like this thing is going on, it's telling you about the things that are coming and stuff like that.
Yes.
Can you talk and say, I want to take the elevator?
Yes, you
and then,
can talk
okay.
to each other as much as you want, unless there's a communication breakdown.
Oh,
So in addition to the computer telling us that there are like threats coming in,
Right.
it also sometimes has static, and you have to be silent. Communication breakdowns are scary. Also, you can have like data incoming, which means you want to draw another action card, or data transfer, which means you get to trade.
Okay.
So then, there are 3 kinds of actions.
Like trade between us, or
Yes.
throw one in and pick one up?
A trade between each other.
Okay.
So there's going to be a comms officer whose whole job is to listen to the CD and make sure we don't miss things, because it'll be easy to do because it's pretty hectic. So then there are 3 kinds of actions: A, B, and C. A is always an attack. B has to do with energy and shields, and C is like utility. So
There's robots.
on the top level, you have like the 3 main lasers. For external threats, we're going to have 3 different threat tracks. They're going to be oriented like so. The computer may say something like, incoming threat, zone time T+2, zone red. That'll mean that the communications officer is going to draw a threat and flip it face up. So it'll be a meteoroid coming in. And it says time T+2, that means that it shows up on the second turn. So we wouldn't be able to attack it the first turn because it's not there yet. And he's going to go ahead and put this down. So then if you wanted to shoot at it, you have to go to this laser. So someone had to be in this room. So let's use Adam again.
Okay.
For the first turn, he could go ahead and put a red arrow down. And the second turn, put a fire thing down. With the lasers, this shows the range and power of the laser. So see how it has the 3 blocks? That means that it can hit, as the longest range possible, it can hit in any of these zones. As opposed to like the pulse cannon that has 2 blocks, so it can only hit the first 2 zones.
Oh.
So you have to wait till it's close enough to hit.
Yes. Every turn the threat will move closer and closer to the ship.
Alright.
Then
Every round? You mean like
this-
every one of these
yes.
total things? Okay.
So then, and this is the power of the laser. So this has a power of 4. That means if you hit it, the meteoroid would take 4 damage.
Oh.
If you ever reduce its health down to 0, it dies.
That's 5 damage.
So then these 3, these are the most powerful lasers. The middle one is the very most powerful, as an attack of 5. But the ones on top, since they're the most powerful, require energy. When the game starts, there's going to be some energy in the main reactor. I don't remember exactly how many. I'd have to look it up. I believe it's 3 in the main reactor and 2 in the side reactors to begin with, but we'll have to check. So, if Adam wants to fire the laser, then he has to make sure there's energy down below. So if he fires this laser, you expend 1 energy. But if you didn't have, let's say there was no energy by the time you fired the laser, it would just not fire. And you wouldn't know that until the CD's over and we actually resolve our action. So you kind of have to talk to each other and make sure that Jesse's down there feeding him energy as he's firing at the meteoroid.
That was actually what I was just thinking. He's like, I'm going to be the guy that's just running around with energy and everything.
So then, in addition to the 3 main lasers, there are also lasers in the bottom level. On the side, these lasers are less powerful. They only have 2, but they don't require energy. These lasers have their own self-contained energy source, which just means you can fire them as much as you want. That's represented by yellow blocks, just for fun.
Can't we just remember that?
Yeah. Then there's the pulse cannon. The pulse cannon is the weakest gun. It only has 1 power, but it hits every single section at a range of 2. Also, there are some monsters that some threats have shields. That's what this green number is. And some monsters have their shields are dissipated if they're hit with a pulse cannon that round. So again, the pulse cannon's good because it hits everything and it might disperse their shields. Then
But they have to be within range 2.
yes,
Range 1, actually.
range 2. Yeah, because it has the 2 blocks.
Oh,
This
okay,
game
so the ones
sounds so
that's
hectic.
the energy.
Yeah, sorry. So